Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I was originally going to do the 90s tag. My friend Bri did this tag on her channel and I absolutely love that tag. But I was tagged by my friend Cassandra to do a chit chat video for the month of October. And I'll leave both of their links down below. I absolutely love those girls, and if you're not subscribed to them, you definitely should check them out. Cassandra started this series on her channel where every other day she posts a chit chat for the month of October. She tagged me to do something similar, and so I thought that I would do a chit chat story time with you guys. And since it is Halloween month, I thought the perfect topic would be why I hate scary movies. So let's hop right into the video. Growing up, I was forced to watch scary movies. My grandma, not the one I live with, but my other grandma, my mom's mom, she loves watching scary movies, but she cannot watch them alone. She has to watch them with someone else. Well, seeing as there were only kids at the house, she figured, why not show them Cujo? Why not show them Jaws? Why not show them Silver Bullet? Those three have scarred me for life. So let's start with Cujo. I hate that movie. And if you don't know what it is, Cujo is about a dog, you know, who's a rampant dog. I don't remember it too much because I've kind of tried to block it out of my memory. Because of that movie and because of The Sandlot, I was terrified of dogs, especially large dogs. I hated dogs because I was afraid they were gonna jump on me, and not just jump on me, but they were gonna jump on me and rip off my face. I know that's terrible, but that's just what I thought. I have such a vivid imagination that my mind would go to the extreme and I would think,
oh my gosh, if I see a dog, he's gonna sense my fear, he's gonna know that I'm an easy target, and he's going to rip off my face.
Every time I saw a dog, I would run in the opposite direction, and I would literally run. Now, not anymore, but I was fearful of dogs for a very, very long period of time. I was even terrified of my cousin's dog, who I absolutely love. He is the sweetest thing. He knew that I was fearful of him. He was terrifying, and he would growl at me, and they said be forceful with him. And so then I'd be forceful with him. Like,
listen, I am your commander. Rocky, you're gonna listen to me.
Like, don't look him in the eyes. I was like, okay.
Rocky, listen to me. I'm not looking you in the eyes, but I'm not fearful of you, so just listen to me.
I actually didn't get over that fear until I worked at SeaWorld. And as you guys know, I work with dogs, but I actually didn't tell SeaWorld that I was fearful of dogs. So side note, I didn't audition for SeaWorld knowing that they were having a position open for Pets Rule. I went in thinking that I was going in for the summer show, which was a seasonal show. Little did I know that they were gonna have callbacks for Pets Rule. And I saw the show and I went,
oh my gosh, there are large dogs in the show.
well, of course I didn't want to tell SeaWorld because I wanted the gig, and you know, you do whatever you can to get a gig. And I thought, okay, I'll have some time to kind of get to know the dogs. Well, long story short, I did get the summer show, but they canceled the show. And so they had to quickly transition me into Pets Rule. And normally we have about a month or so to learn the show. I had 3 days. 3 days to memorize the show, to get to know the animals, and to be able to perform without any issues. Me as a perfectionist, I was stressed out, but the most nerve-wracking day was the day where I had to meet the dogs. And of course I didn't tell them. And eventually I did tell them a year afterwards. Just goes to show that you can conquer your fears, and that definitely is a fear that is not still instilled with me. I mean, there are some dogs where I am fearful of. I will not walk in your path, but for the most part, I've gotten over that fear. Another movie that I have been terrified of, and it still haunts me to this day, is Jaws. I know it's fake, and I know it's terrible, and I can watch Sharknado and be totally fine, and Deep Blue Sea, but for some reason Jaws, every time I watch it, it just makes me really, really stressed out. And I cannot go into the ocean to this day. I will not go in the ocean. I will maybe walk like ankle high, but that's about it, because I figured God made me to live on land. God made the sharks to live in the ocean, therefore I'm going to respect them and stay out of their home.
Because I'm thinking, if a shark were trying to walk into my home uninvited without knocking first, I would probably shoot them and eat them, you know? Shark probably tastes good. Probably tastes like funky chicken.
So I feel the same for them. I'm sure if I were to walk into their territory, they're probably like, who is this? Some foreign seal? Let me take a bite out of them and see if I like the way they taste. Needless to say, I don't go in the ocean, but one of the main reasons why I hate that movie is my dad loved to scare me as a child. Absolutely loved to scare me as a child. I was fearful that Shaz wasn't just gonna come out of the ocean, but was going to come into the pool and into the tub. And the reason why the tub is every time, without fail, 5 minutes into the shower, I would all of a sudden hear echoing throughout the bathroom.
Donna, Donna.
And the reason being is my dad thought it was funny for that every single time I would take a shower to sit at the piano and play the theme song just to hear his daughter scream. He scared me throughout the majority of my life, and to this day I am terrified of different places within the house, or I have to check everything. I'm just fear is installed inside of me. It's deeply rooted inside of me and I hate it. But he would hide in closets. He would hide in a closet like that, or as you can see in this room, this is Josh's house, but you can see the wall kind of sticks out. Actually, this kind of looks like my room. That's kind of creepy. But he would hide behind the wall, and then I would be walking into the door and then he would pop out of the wall, or he would hide into my closet and I would just be doing something and all of a sudden go, because he would wait. He was the most patient scarer. I mean, I give him props for that. I would walk into a room and not sure, so I'd be going like this, like, and then I'd fearfully go to the closet. Even now, I'm a little frightened. I would go up to the door and I'd be like, just to make sure that nothing was there. I needed to make sure that nothing was going to harm me, and if they were trying to scare me, well, they would get punched in the face. So now we're gonna go back into the subject of scary movies. And as I'm thinking about it, there are two more that I'm gonna add before my final one, which is my biggest fear. This particular one is called The Village. I hate that movie. I absolutely hate that movie. And one thing you need to know about me is if I'm gonna watch a thriller of any sorts, I have to finish the movie. No matter what the situation,
I have to know that that villain or criminal or crook or whoever the person is that's trying to kill everyone is dead, gone, or something has happened to him so that he can no longer attack me, because that's how my imagination works. In my mind, I'm like, he's still alive. He's still alive. He's gonna get me. He's gonna get me. He's gonna get me. It even happens to this day. Kid you not.
In middle school, The Village came out, and we were watching the movie, and spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, my bedtime was at 8 p.m., and my dad was like, okay, you gotta go to bed. I'm like, no, Dad, please. I have to know how he dies. I have to know how he dies, because he was the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen.
He wore like this large red cloak, and he had these long claws. Kind of looked like a werewolf in a sense. Like, it just,
Well, my dad's like, nope, sorry, you gotta go to bed. And the thing about the creature was that red, for them, was like the color red for a bull. They attacked anything in the color red. Sorry.
I'm just a little freaked out right now.
I was wearing the color red because it was my favorite color. Of course, of all the colors at the time, that was my favorite color. So I strip off my shirt and I run into my bed and I hop in and I'm under the cover. It was a windy night that night. Near my bedroom window was a tree. And this tree was not any ordinary tree. It had long branches and the branches looked like his claws. So it was windy and I'm thinking,
oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. He's gonna attack me because he saw me in the red. He's gonna come out. I know he's gonna attack me.
And all of a sudden I hear tapping, like, I'm thinking, what?
He's out there. He's right outside my window.
Me trying to be brave, I go and I look out, and all of a sudden I hear bang, 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 and I scream bloody murder. That bang was indeed my father. He was so brilliant and patient and timed it out perfectly. I don't even know how he timed it out perfectly, but he went all the way around the house to my window. And as I looked through, he banged at the perfect moment. Another movie that I was absolutely fearful of was most recently The Call. If you haven't seen it, it's with Halle Berry. It's actually a really good movie. It just freaks me out because it's realistic. You know, all these other movies are not really realistic. That one, however, is very realistic. And when I first moved into my grandparents' house, I didn't realize that the floors would creak. Someone could be all the way across the house, but if they were to take one step, the floor would creak. And then also the floor would just creak just because it was an old house. And I didn't know that. So when I first moved in, I thought people were trying to rob or trying to rape me. I think it was like the first month that I lived with them. I hid inside the closet and I slept there for a night because I thought someone was going to try to rape me and I didn't have a phone. So I'm like hiding in the closet in like a really awkward position thinking, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, they're gonna kill me, they're gonna kill me, they're gonna kill me. Where's my phone? I gotta call 911 and realizing, oh shoot. In the chaos of me trying to flee and hide inside of the closet, I left my phone out there. So I slept in this really awkward position and it was terrible. If you don't already know already, I have really good hearing. I can hear things that are in the other room that I think are nearby and it's actually near the room, or I can hear things in the neighbor's yard and I think it's in our yard. I know it's terrible, but it does not help my imagination. To go back to The Call. So after I saw The Call, I was freaking out because I thought,
oh my gosh, they're gonna get me. Now I can't hide underneath beds. I can't fit under the bed, but now I really can't hide behind the bed because they're gonna be able to pull me out without any issues. I can't go in the closet because they're gonna know I'm in the closet, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I heard these footsteps and I heard my door kind of creak like this, you know, like someone was turning the handle, and I thought,
oh my god, someone's gonna rape me, someone's gonna rape me, someone's gonna take me, they're gonna kidnap me, and I'm gonna be The Call all over again.
So I quickly like took anything I could, took things out of closets, took everything, and I shoved it against my door because like, okay, I gotta make a barricade. So I barricaded the door. I heard some noise and it sounded like someone was dying. I think it was just like someone moaning in their sleep, but I thought someone was being suffocated, so I thought,
oh my gosh, they got my grandparents. They're so old and so fragile that all they had to do was put a pillow on their faces and they were dead. Like, that's it. Oh my gosh, they're dead. I'm next.
So I tried to call people. I tried to call Josh. He didn't answer his phone. I texted him. He didn't answer his phone. I called my mom. She didn't answer. I don't know if I called my dad. I think I did, or maybe I texted him, but he didn't answer. No one answered, so I did what any logical person would do when they were freaked out. I called the police. I called the police, told them that I thought that someone was in the house and I was feared for my life, and so the police came, walked through the house, no one was in there, looked in the backyard, the door was open. At least they told me, you know what, you were smart, it's better for you to have called us than to have been an actual person and you would have been kidnapped or whatever the case. Just know it's okay to call 911. Woo! Were my grandparents in for a surprise when they woke up and I told them that story. They had no idea. They slept through the entire thing. It was all thanks to that movie. And my #1 fear in my entire life, which is so stupid, but it's my #1 fear. Anything that I see on the TV with this, I can't watch because of Silver Bullet. And the reason why Silver Bullet is because of werewolves. I hate werewolves. They're my #1 fear. I know they're not real, but deep down inside I know they're real because there's so many hairy men that you never know. They might just be a werewolf.
You know, just like some people think that vampires are real or zombies are real or ghosts are real or, you know, demons are real, like, you know, so many different things. I have a feeling that werewolves exist. Deep down, the little girl inside of me knows that there's a werewolf somewhere and they're going to attack me.
It all started with Silver Bullet. Now, if you have not seen this movie, turn off the video right now because I'm gonna spoil the entire story for you. Silver Bullet is about a werewolf. And surprising enough, the werewolf is the Reverend. Now, the thing about this werewolf, he isn't just any ordinary werewolf. He doesn't just turn into a werewolf when the moon is out. No, he turns into a werewolf when it's dark. Turn off the lights, he's a werewolf. Go into a dark alley, he's a werewolf. It's nighttime, even if there's no moon, he becomes a werewolf. And the thing about him too is he doesn't just transform into a werewolf and forget that he's a werewolf, so he doesn't really know that he's a werewolf. No, 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 no. This man is fully aware that he is a werewolf. And he knows who sees him as a werewolf. And there are these two kids, this little boy who's in a wheelchair and his older sister, and the werewolf runs into the little boy one night. And so the little boy tells his sister. Of course, the Reverend knows, so there's one day where it's really hot outside, and so the Reverend goes to the little girl, goes, oh, come on inside of my house. I'll give you some lemonade. Of course, the little kids say no. Eventually, when the parents go away, he comes to their house and tries to attack them and kill them.
Just even think about it. It's terrible.
Little fun fact about me, growing up, my dad was a pastor, and so I thought that my dad was a werewolf. And I remember there was one moment where I had to admit to him why I wouldn't go into the dark with him. We had the lights off because we were trying to save electricity, and he wanted me to go into the hallway, and the hallway was incredibly dark. And he's like, come on, Brie, you need to come with me. I'm like, no, Dad, no. You know why?
Because I knew that he knew that I knew that he was a werewolf. And I knew that if he knew that I knew that he knew that I knew that he was a werewolf, that he was going to kill me. That's why he wanted me to go in the hall with him, because he wanted to kill me without anyone else being able to see me.
And eventually I had to tell him, and he was like, are you kidding me? That's why you're so fearful? Who made you watch that movie? And I told him, Grandma did. Grandma always makes us watch scary movies. And then that was the end of me having to watch scary movies. Ever since I was probably 7 years old, that fear has been deeply rooted inside of me. Even if I see furry men, it freaks me out. There was a time where there was a man, and he was sitting in the audience for Pets Rule, and I go down a slide and I just see this man, and he had painted his face as a dog. On a little kid, it's gonna look adorable. Not on a hairy human being, it doesn't. I go down the slide, I went,
oh my gosh, my biggest nightmare just came true. There is an actual werewolf.
But I'm deathly afraid of werewolves. If I see any werewolves out for Halloween, so I hate Halloween. If I see werewolves out, I walk on the other side of the street, I make sure I don't see them. I cannot watch Goosebumps, even though I'm pretty sure it's an awesome movie. I can't watch it because of the werewolf that's in it. I hate werewolves. I hate werewolves. It's my biggest fear. It's my absolute biggest fear. And if you try to scare me with being a werewolf, I will no longer be your friend. Note to people, if you try to scare me, I will attack you. I'm not afraid to push you. I'm not afraid to knock you out, because if you're willing to scare me, you gotta come with the fact of I'm going to defend myself. That is my video. I know I ramble a lot, but it is something that I've had to deal with since I was 3 years old. And so I hate being scared. I hate scary movies. You cannot force me to watch a scary movie. Even watching The Maze Runner, that was terrifying for me because of the zombies and all of that. And so I just will not watch scary movies. So if you ask me, Brianna, can you watch a scary movie with me? No. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below, do you like scary movies? Do you like being scared? If so, what's your favorite movie? I obviously won't watch the movie, but I'm curious to see what's your favorite movie. Like, how much thrill can you take? Because y'all are brave. I can't do it. I can't do it. With that being said, have a wonderful week, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.